to you to the Convocation 2023 of GIM. This is a much-awaited event as it is the culmination of the efforts put in by all the graduates for their PGDMs. It encompasses a sense of achievement and responsibility towards fulfilling commitments. So without further ado, let us commence the ceremony. The academic procession of the Board of Governors, Director, and faculty led by Mr. Ashank Desai, Chairman, will begin the ceremony, requesting everyone to kindly rise and remain standing until the dignitaries and the chairman are seated. Also, request you all to please switch off your mobile phones or keep them in the silent mode. Since arrangements have been made for photography, I request guests not to take any additional photographs during the ceremony. I now invite the chairman of the board, Mr. Ashank Desai, to kindly declare the convocation open.
I declare the Convocation 2023 of Goa Institute of Management open. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation.
There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle, and makes us whole. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world. We are a family whose hearts are blazing, so let's raise our candles and light up the sky. Let's raise our voices and received and poured. Hold out your candle for all to see, and take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir. I now invite the director, Dr. Ajit Parulekar, to present the annual report.
Mr. Krish Gopal Krishnan, our eminent convocation speaker, Mr. Ashank Desai, Chairman of the Governing Board of the Goa Institute of Management, members of the Governing Board of GIM, distinguished guests, my fellow faculty colleagues, visiting faculty, staff, alumni, graduates, parents, friends, and family of our graduates, first-year students. Good evening, warm welcome to literally a warm welcome to, to the convocation ceremony. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the annual convocation of the Goa Institute of Management. We're very honored to have with us today Mr. Krish Gopalakrishnan. Mr. Gopalakrishnan is chairman of Acceler Ventures. All of you would know that he has served as vice chairman of Infosys from 2011 to 2014, and he was the CEO and managing director of Infosys from 2007 to 2011. He's one of the co-founders of Infosys. He's recognized as a global business and technology thought leader and a philanthropist. In January 2011, the government of India awarded Mr. Gopalakrishnan the Padma Bhushan, the country's second highest civilian honor. Mr. Gopalakrishnan has won several awards nationally as well as internationally. I'm confident that our graduating students will surely benefit from his words of wisdom, his expertise, and all of you are looking forward eagerly to his convocation address. At the outset, I'd like to express my heartiest congratulations to our graduates, to our students from the 5 programs who are graduating today. So ladies and gentlemen, why don't we give all these young scholars of ours a big round of applause. Thank you. So my dear students, today is an important day in your life as you complete one journey and you set out on a much longer, arduous, difficult, challenging, yet a journey with a lot of opportunities ahead of you. I know it's an important day because, the last 2 years, you've gone through various kind of circumstances. You're just emerging out of COVID. And therefore, this accomplishment of yours is a result of a lot of hard work, grit, determination, uncertainty because of COVID times. All of this, all the grit and determination, hard work put in by you and supported, I'm sure, in a very big way by the love and perseverance of your doting parents, your family and friends. My heartfelt appreciation goes out to all the faculty and to the staff of GIM for the efforts they have put in to make these 2 years count in your careers and in your lives. So please give them also a big round of applause. Thank you. I place on record my sincere gratitude and appreciation to the chairman of the board, Mr. Ashank Desai, to members of the governing board and the GIM society, to dean academics, registrar, all the program chairs, area chairpersons, chairpersons of various essential activities at GIM, including admissions, placements, alumni, international relations, MDPs, chairpersons of all the centers of excellence, the accreditation team, faculty, administrative staff, maintenance staff, our backbone of housekeeping staff, gardening staff, canteen staff, and security for all their cooperation and support that allowed us to function in these 2 years. I want to specially mention the contributions made by students. So members of various student committees, including the Student Advisory Council, that's SAC, members of the various placement cells, the health club, student PR cell, alumni relations team, and members of all the student clubs that we have at GIM that continue to make GIM one of the most vibrant campuses in the country. I know students like to say that we are a student-driven company, student-driven campus. So kudos to all these clubs who've made this possible. I have a 70-page director's report. I'm not going to go through all of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read some sections of the report. There's a lot of details, so those of you who are interested, please go through all those details. There are a lot of accomplishments of students, of course, of faculty, and of the institute as a whole. To start off, I'll talk about accreditation. So this year, we received the first of our Triple Crown accreditation, which is AMBA. This is the accreditation from the UK. Yes, and GIM joins 296 other institutions worldwide in this exclusive club. We also became only the second institution in India after IIM Indore to be accredited by BGA, which is the Business Graduates Association. As far as the bigger of the Triple Crown is concerned, that is AACSB, we crossed one more hurdle. So our annual progress report was accepted by them, and we hope in another 18 to 24 months, we should have the second coveted AACSB crown. And as all the students and faculty know, we had the NBA, the National Board of Accreditation, come and visit our campus. We had the peer team visit our campus for the PGDM program and the Big Data Analytics program. We await their results. The results should come any day now. I was hoping that we'll have the results before the convocation, so we'll be able to announce it here. But alas, that's not the case. As far as admissions was concerned, we had a fantastic admission season, which commenced on 29th of September 22. And this year, we received an all-time record, the highest ever of number of applications of 13,320 unique applications, as compared to 8,730 last year, which means a 53% jump. And this 53% jump in applications has happened in all the four full-time PGDM programs. For the Achievers round this year, we added a new component in addition to the interview and all the other components that we have, VAT and things like that. We tried out this year having an AI-based video interview. We'll see what the results are like. And the Achievers round, again, for the first time, we didn't hold it only in Goa, but we had it in 5 different cities in the country. As far as placement is concerned, I'm sure you have a very smiling kind of batch this year because placements have been fabulous across each of the programs. We achieved 100% placements somewhere by I think by end of December. All of 462 graduates from the PGDM programs, all of them have bagged jobs. The highest, so it's a year when we've broken all previous placement records. The highest domestic salary of 55 lakhs, up from 30.2 last year. Our international package, the highest one of 60 lakhs this year. So, yeah. So, you'll clap quite a lot if you're going to clap at every achievement of placement. So, hold your horses. Let me complete the section. The average salaries of the BDA, HCM, PGDM, and BFS, respectively, were 17.2 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 14.87, and 14.33 lakhs. And this year, we had what we call as the double-digit phenomenon. None of the students who got placed in campus got a job that was not in double digits. Everyone got a 10 lakh plus job. And about 25% of all students got pre-placement offers based on their summer internships. And that's also the highest we've recorded so far. So you can clap now for placements. As far as faculty accolades, we have several things that faculty have done. I'm going to talk only about a couple of them. So Professor Kia Furtado, she was selected and is currently, she's there at the Mittal Institute at Harvard University on a fellowship. That's a Jamnalal Kaniram Bajaj Visiting Research Fellowship, and she's going to be there for 6 months. Professors Divya Singhal and Professor Padmanabhan, they won the first prize in the GBSN CAPSIM microsimulation, which is a global event across, with faculty across the world participating, in this. So, Professor Alan Bird, who was supposed to be here today, unfortunately his flight from the US, there's been a delay. He has been elected as a prestigious fellow of the Academy of International Business. And for the same academy, he's also come in as a reviewing editor for the Journal of International Business Studies, which is the top journal in the field. Professor Avik Sinha has been recognized as one of the top 1% researchers around the world by Clarivate, that's Web of Science group. And Professor Sebastian Morris has accepted the editing assignment of the India Infrastructure Report 2023. Not everything has been great in the year. We lost two people in this year. So in fond memory of Professor Hemant Padiyari, Associate Professor of General Management Economics, he passed away earlier this year. And very recently, after finishing the entire program, and should have been here at the convocation today, is a student from your batch, which is Akshit Upadhyay, who unfortunately passed away in an accident. So our thoughts go out to the bereaved families. In terms of rankings, there are several rankings that GIM participates in. The biggest of them being NIRF. Last year we were ranked 35th. This year we've dropped by one rank to 36. However, our overall score from 52.75 increased to 53.58. In terms of we run a distinguished professor series where we have globally well-known academics who engage with GIM, its faculty, and also we use that as an opportunity to reach out to audiences in Goa and across the country. In this year, we had a couple of these faculty. We had Professor Naresh Malhotra. Professor Naresh Malhotra is a senior fellow at Georgia Tech. He's a marketing legend. He's a very, very celebrated faculty in terms of his research publication. He conducted a series of research workshops for our faculty, and he also had one-on-one mentoring sessions for several faculty. Our Distinguished Professor series is not just about professors, but it's about people who are scholarly and come from various disciplines. So as part of that, we had musicians, Shubham Mudgal and Dr. Anish Pradhan. They are part of this series for this year. They conducted a hackathon. They had several sessions done here online as well as offline. And they're also writing a case study with a faculty of us, Professor Yukti. In terms of research, GIM continues to have a very productive year in terms of the publications in top journals. So far in the last 9 months, we have 63 papers in journals that our faculty have published. Of these 63, 40 out of these publications have come in what are called the top journals, so ABDC ranked journals, with 4 in the top tier, which is A-star, 4 A-star journals. Over the last 5 years, we've got 102 publications. In 5 years, 102 publications in A-star and A journals. In the previous 25 years before that, we had 2. So we've jumped from 2 to 102, which is a big achievement. In terms of sponsored research projects, our faculty continue to undertake a lot of sponsored research projects and projects for a variety of different reputed agencies. I'll read out some of the names. Professor Divya Singhal did, I think, a 3rd or 4th project now for the AHRC, which is the Arts and Humanities Research Council of UK. She's done work primarily in textiles, and therefore she did some work on the cotton's hidden voices. Professor Vittal Suktankar and Professor Padmavati Shenoy did some work for NABARD on a project that's titled My Pad, My Right, on sanitary pad adoption. Professor Kea Furtado did a sponsored research on digital financial payments to health workers. This was done in collaboration with the Harvard Public Health School, that's the Howard Chan School for Public Health, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Professor Prakash Singh and Professor Srirupa Sengupta are currently undertaking a project by the Azim Premji University on skilling youth of Goa. Professor Sean Coutinho did a project called Project Sandan for IKP. Professor Nafisa Vaz and Professor Arif Raza took 2 separate projects. Of course, these projects had other faculty colleagues involved for the WHO on the health system in India as part of Ayushman Bharat. And Professor Anamika Sinha did a project for Sangat on salary restructuring for Sangat. You know that we have an incubation center here, which is an Atal Incubation Center. The Atal Incubation Center in this particular year has incubated 30 startups. It also, Atal Incubation Center is also part of 2 seed funds. One is a seed fund by the Startup India Seed Fund, which is a Government of India entity. This year we distributed a little over 70 lakhs to different startups. We are also selected for the Samrid scheme, which is part of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. And this is, under this, we distributed, I think, we invested something like 40 lakhs with startups. So out of a total of around 6 crores budget, 1 crore was invested this year, and it will continue over the next couple of years. Our students participate in a very large number of activities, and they win a lot of student competitions. The list is long. I'm not going to run through the whole list. I'm only going to pick up a couple of names. So don't feel bad that your name was missed out, because out of something like 60 names that I have, I'm going to read maybe 5 or 6 names randomly picked up. Chahat Bindra stood in the first place at an event called Say Hello to Unstop Memes. At the Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail competition, we had several national finalists. At the V-Guard Big Idea Challenge, Sham Sundar, Bhavik Pagi, and Utkarsh Haldankar were national finalists. At the Fujitsu 100 Future Leaders, we had Ramiz Malik, who was the finalist. At Coherence 4.0, which is by IIM Kashipur, you had Arushi and Hari Prasad, who are winners. And similarly, we have a much larger list of students who participated and won various competitions. Students know about Give Goa. Give Goa is now back to client visits, which wasn't possible during COVID times. We did a large number of projects for Give Goa. Some of the projects were projects with clients like Mission Rabies, CII, JIPAD, Center for Public Policy at GIM itself, the Queering Space, GSUDA, that's the Urban Development Agency. And all of you are involved as part of Give Goa project. So you know the projects that you were involved and part of. In the international relations or all the international relations activities of the Institute, once again, for I think over 25 years now, we've been conducting an international consulting boot camp with students from the University of Antwerp. So we had 10 students from the University of Antwerp who came to GIM, and 10 of GIM students, they worked with them on projects in 5 separate projects with Goan industry. Clients included Taj Vivanta, El Shaddai, and GTDC. We also have a country immersion program where student groups from different parts of the world, they come here to do a Doing Business in India program that we conduct for them. This year we hosted Mondragon some months back, which came from Spain, and WUTBS, which is the Warsaw University for Technology Business School from Poland. GIM students also for the first time have went out this year for a immersion program. They went to the University of Alba at Greece. This was a group of 18 students, and they worked with 4 startups in Greece to solve their business problems. They were accompanied by Professor Kiran, and we expect in the coming years for this to scale up quite fast. Hopefully in the next 3 or 4 years, we should have a very large percentage of all our full-time students participating on programs like this. In terms of exchange programs, we had visa challenges are a problem. So some of our students couldn't go on exchange, but I think we had students who went on exchange to Católica Lisboa in Portugal, to the Ishte Business School in Portugal, and to the University of Antwerp. Students who were going to LUT in Finland were not able to go because of visa challenges. Similarly, we had a student from LUT Finland who spent a term at GIM. Management development programs. This year, the faculty conducted 17 different MDPs in the year with a revenue of around 1 crore. Clients included Johnson & Johnson, the Power Grid Corporation, MetLife, British High Commission, JIPAD, various others. We have several centers of excellence. They do a lot of work. Each of them comes out with a most of them come out with a newsletter, come out with several publications. If I'm just going to kind of just touch the tip of the iceberg on the work that each of these centers do, the Center for Creativity, Innovation, and Design Thinking, CCIDT in GIM, they established an Institute Innovation Council. They also did several different kind of events for students. So 6 different student workshops were conducted, ranging from design thinking to photography to street theater. The Center for Social Sensitivity and Action, they did 3 separate funded projects for different clients. In addition, they also have a newsletter called SDG Samvad, and they also published 10 research articles in this year. The center has conducted several events in collaboration with international partners like Alpha Zulu, PRME, with some of our international exchange partners, Ocean Recovery Alliance, and variety of other places like that. One thing to note is that GIM has got selected as a PRME champion, which allows our faculty to participate in a global kind of training program called I-5, which is Impact 5. The Center for Public Policy and Governance. This center had, started off a long-term initiative called as a Goa Development Group. So the Goa Development Group had a 2-day kickoff event at International Center. What the Goa Development Group is doing is it's picking up various themes of things that are important from a public policy and governance point of view for Goa. And we're inviting various people in India, so whether in Goa, so whether it's experts, professionals, practitioners, whoever has a deep interest in the development of Goa, its people, they are invited to be a part of this. And so we had the first event, and this is going to be ongoing for the next couple of years. Professor Sebastian Morris was the chair of the center. He released 2 books this year. One was a book on macroeconomic policy in India since the global financial crisis, and other is an edited book on the life of Gajendra Haldia. The last center that I'm going to talk about, the Center for Excellence in Sustainable Development. This center has prepared case studies on energy management at GIM as well as water conservation, and these have been submitted to an Emerald Journal. The center is also on the verge of completing a long study on the faunal biodiversity of the institute in collaboration with the Goa Biodiversity Board. Last year, if you remember, they published one on the floral diversity, and before that, they did a biodiversity kind of a report on that. In terms of student clubs, so if you have 20 clubs, each of them doing 3 or 4 events, you can imagine the number of events that we would have. I'm going to talk about some of them. So TEDx GIM did a very nice event. The videos are available for people to watch now. TEDx had, I think, 6 performers who are part of the event. Samriddhi has been something that's been going on for a long time now, I think close to 15 years. So Samriddhi was held very successfully, and as part of Samriddhi, all clubs get involved in doing different competition as part of Samriddhi. Similarly, Vinidhan, Cognition, Samarthan, Prayas, Razzmatazz, Inception, Hriday, all other student clubs, societies, they kept the campus abuzz with variety of events. And these events would be things like student fests, seminars, talk series, competitions, workshops, celebration of festivals, parties, various kinds of events to kind of mark this entire journey that students have from freshers to farewell. That's something that all these student clubs are able to bring about. In terms of faculty, we had 4 new faculty have joined us in the last couple of months, and 7 others have accepted offers to join. Our faculty recruitment is something that's ongoing. So the faculty who've joined us and are with us today are Shravani Bharandev, Deepali Kalia, and Abhinav Sharma. The last section that I'm going to talk about is alumni. The alumni, so what we did was we had a meeting of the Executive Council, members of the alumni who are on the GIM board, the Student Alumni Committee, as well as all the faculty and people management from GIM. We had a 2-day kind of a brainstorming workshop from which we looked at where do we take the alumni relations from here. And so over the next couple of years, you'll see a lot of things that will come as a result of that. I won't detail those out right now. At the end of today's ceremony, when you walk out as an alumnus after you got your certificate, you will get a lot more details. So when you walk out from here and you're returning your Angavastram, you will have a small bag that will have a lot of details on alumni engagement and a couple of other things for you. That's the first time that we're doing for your batch. In terms of elections for the batch president and batch vice president, we held elections, and the batch president from your class is Chris Mendonça, and the batch vice president is Manvendra Mehta. Give them a... Like every other year, we've had imprints, which is summer alumni meets. Summer alumni meets were organized in India in 5 cities, which is Mumbai, Bangalore, Goa, Pune, and Delhi, seeing participation of something like 40, 50 to around 120 alumni in each of these events. We also had international alumni meets in 5 cities, which is Dubai, Toronto, London, New York, and Singapore. We held a 10th year reunion for the batch that passed out I think in 2012, and a 20-year union for the batch that passed out in 2002. We also had in January the Grand Alumni Meet. With that, it brings me to the end of the director's report. There's just two things that I want to talk about at the end. It's been an extremely eventful year for all of us at GIM. I thank the GIM board, all my faculty colleagues, and the support of the fabulous GIM staff for going the extra mile in a year that's been very, very hectic for GIM. I mean, all of you would know that just emerging off, back from the pandemic, there were a lot of new things that we had to do. I'm sure students also know a lot of changes that we had this year. Lastly, graduating students, congratulations and blessings for a successful career and a happy and fulfilling life ahead of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request the chairman to deliver the presidential address.
Good afternoon, tending to good evening to all the faculty, passing out students, other students, and I'm sure parents, ladies and gentlemen. It is great pleasure to be here. Since last 20 years, I have been associated with Goa Institute of Management. I was just looking back. First, as a chief guest, somewhere in 2003 or 4, if I remember right. It was just a 5 or 6 year old school, just trying to get known, get successful, with no campus to talk about. After that, I joined the board sometime in 2007 or 8. And since then, I have been on board except for a few years and had an opportunity to chair the board. It is great pleasure to see that in these years, how GIM has grown from a very small, unknown institute to something which people talk about it. When I say in my corporate world in Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, they say, yeah, of course we know about you. It is nice to hear the kind of recruiters who come here, quality of students that we get, all has changed towards positive side over all these years, which shows the capability and resilience of an institution run by the founders who started it, society and the board and faculty, staff, and everyone who associated with it. That is what is about an institution, to have a resilience, to grow year after year and make a difference to society. Coming back to this convocation, of course, this batch started off during COVID pandemic and has experienced ups and downs, I know, that came with pandemic, including coping up with personal loss, few of you, unfortunately. A sizable increase in doing things online and travels of mask, COVID, quarantine, and so much more. Hopefully we are out of it with a good, healthy environment ahead. We are lucky to have today a great chief guest for us. I'll talk more about him later, but he is a person, part of my friendship of last 30 years in IT industry, and we all know what Infosys made difference to the country. I am thankful to him for joining today, but more about him later when he starts speaking. Coming back to GIM, this has been an eventful year. There are many things that director already talked. I don't want to add and repeat some of that. But few things I am very much proud of, apart from many other things, is First of the Triple Crown accreditation, AMBA, and becoming only the second institution in India after IIM Indore to be accredited by BGA. That is a great achievement. It requires a clapping again. As mentioned in the director's report, the institute has had a record placement across each of the 4 PGDM programs that witnessed the first time a GIM graduates got placed at salaries of over ₹500 crore, an increase of about 30% in average salaries across the programs, and each one of the 462 graduates getting a minimum 10 lakh salary. I think that is the first time in our history, which is a great news to all of you and to those who are going to pass out year forward and next year and year after. There is another thing I must talk about, I'm very proud of, is admissions application also witnessed an unprecedented increase, because it is admission which tells us where we stand. You all apply after doing your web research and many other things, and then decide to put your life's degree here. So we saw 53% year-on-year application increase in our PGDM program. With this, we are the fastest growing business school in the country in terms of admission application. That is something that gives me a great pleasure. Institute also continued in its excellence in terms of research, which the director talked about, including over 100 A+ and A papers from 5 years ago, and about 250 papers in what we called A, B, D, C tiered journals. Now, I'll talk about it soon more, but again, a great thing. Because I'm involved in business education in the country for last 15, 20 years, and has been closely associated, as I said, with GIM and IIM Ahmedabad and so on. And I have seen that research is something that we were behind as an Indian business school. It is great pleasure to see today all of them doing extremely well, and that GIM is doing so well. I will spend some time now way forward. I think that's more important. Let's not bask on the glory of what we have achieved. I think we need to move ahead and think ahead. So what is the GIM that I look forward to? I look forward to a GIM which has graduates coming out where best of the best corporates, NGOs, or universities come here to hire them with more and more salaries and as a preferred destination venture. That is a journey which is unfinished any time, and I want that to be accelerated with the kind of admissions speed that we are getting and the kind of students that we are getting. So that is the second measure, that is the quality of students. I think all of you have worked hard, all of you had a very great track record in your past graduation and other degrees, and great scores in various competitive exams. We want that to go up year after year, because that is one of the great measure of where we stand. And I'm happy that what has happened, but I still want that we are amongst these top 10, 20 kind of business schools in terms of getting these scores. The second thing really is not just output of students alone, which is extremely important, but creating students who are not good managers, good leaders, where people think and respect that if he is or she is from GIM, we can be sure in terms of quality of output. But beyond that, it is about being a good citizen. We just don't want good manager, good leaders, which we of course want. But I think if we can produce good citizens, I will be the most happy person as a GIM chairman here. Some of the things that we are doing, like Give India and so on, which are fairly unique, is making you prepared for it. And I think more of that has to happen really if we have to just produce great citizens of the country, because you are the leaders of tomorrow. You are going to take large positions in tomorrow's country. Beyond that, I think we are about corporations and institutions. So the programs that we have for management development and consulting is our actual output and impact to the corporate and other world. I think we have a long way to go there. I am definitely something that I feel we should do much, much more than what we are doing today. That's an area that we as a board are focusing also. Today we had a discussion on that. How do we move MDP? How do we move consulting forward so that corporates know our knowledge, potential and knowledge, knowledge IP for using it for betterment in their companies. And that is a long journey. We have done not at best. We need to move there. And I'm looking forward, as I said, certain larger percentage of our revenue coming from MDP and consulting. The third part, of course, is research. No institution today can get best of the faculty without a research potential. And some of that is happening, as you heard. But I think, again, we have a long way to go here. I think if we measure ourselves with best of the best, probably in India and also outside India, we have a long way to go. And that will only happen, obviously, if we get best of the faculty here. So that is my next vision, that we produce best research with most capable faculty in the country who wants to join here. I get very happy when I hear faculty staff, faculty ratios, faculty numbers going up and looking at their biodata and so on. I feel very satisfied that we are moving. But again, we will not be great institutions without great faculty and also the great staff that we get best of the administrators and others. So that is journey, again, long way to go, but again, something that we should look at as a place to be there. The other aspect is internationalization. See, today, no, India is getting internationalized. IT industry was ahead, of course, but we need to internationalize this institute. Again, we are far behind there. We have a disadvantage of being in India, but there are some things that we need to jump. Internationalization is about getting international students. It is about getting international faculty joining us. It is about our faculty going and visiting also internationally. Of course, I see some data that I was just looking at. I see a great partnerships that we have with international institutions. I think from Brazil to Belgium, we have institutes with whom we have tied up, which is very good. Some of you are going there, obviously, for immersion programs. But more of that has to happen. I can tell you one thing. I was doing a study of business school outputs, just as a study among CEOs in my corporate world. And one thing that I was asking them, what is that difference that you find between some graduate from India versus outside India? And they said it is the perspective of internationalization. They said the person coming from those schools is much more open to international perspectives and what industry, where the countries are going and so on. I think that is what they were looking for. And I think we need to do that by internationalization. And all in all, of course, we need to move our rank ahead. We are in 30s. I am not happy. I'm sure our board and all of us would like to move in 20s and still move ahead, which we all target, by the way, at a board level, and director and faculty work hard to make it happen. Rank alone doesn't matter, but I think rank does carry some weight because all of you will get better faculty, better students if we have a better rank. Now, this is about business school. I think we will have new schools, we will have more courses, all that will happen. But we now are taking another giant step that I would like to talk about. that we want to go beyond a business school to become university. We are looking forward to and taken already a few steps. It is early days. We will talk about progress after every convocation, but we want to make GIM as a university that will embark on, thank you. Beyond postgraduate and PhDs, have undergraduate education, and that will also help all of us to go beyond PGDM and FPM to become MBA and PhD, giving degrees, which I'm sure you will all welcome. Not that necessarily sometimes it matters, because I have been to other business schools that you all know were offering PGDMs and were well done, but I think degree matters in the real life. So that is something that I'm looking forward to, a well-rounded institute. An institute cannot be single-focused, only teaching, only research, only MDP. It has to be an institution which has resilience, as I was saying, to be ahead of all others. Time is short. I have to just tell all of young people here who are graduating that you have a long life ahead. I talk these days to young people and I say that if you are a 20-year-old, you have 80 years ahead, because I think with all medical research, all of you, I think, will live 100 years. So I'm sure your next 80 years have to be really fruitful and something that India will become a developed country, I'm sure, by that time, and you will be a great citizens there. So my advice is very short and focused. One, if you have to be in that country, if you have to be that leader, manager, citizen, please think of a vision of what you want to become. I think that is extremely important. Find something that you love to do about and take it up. I'm sure your faculty and director may not like that you may not all become managers in corporate world and may become somebody else. And I have seen that in my life, my colleague students who passed out with me. In fact, I always give this example with the cost of taking some time. At IIT Bombay, where I am an alum, they give what is called as Distinguished Alum Award every year. I was lucky to get it some 20 years ago. So I was going to a ceremony. I thought I will see all engineers around me or researchers. But you know who were besides me who were getting the award? There were, of course, few engineers and managers like me. But there was a person who had done IAS and done a nutrition work at a national level. I don't think IIT taught him that. There was a person who was doing great work in the social service area somewhere in Northeast. And last and not the least, there was a filmmaker who was there, who had got the award for being best. I think your career may take you anywhere, but try to do something, have a vision, but have a vision of what you love to do and what you are good at. The second is values. Please do not compromise values in your life. I have lived life long and always feel proud that values have played a great role. Values is a long story. I don't want to get into the details. It is about ethics, of course, honesty, of course, respect for people, of course. It is about anything else of becoming a great human being who is respected by everybody for what he or she is. Those are the values that take you long in life. Third one is vitality, as I call it. Vitality is third V, which is don't only have vision values, but have an energy to make difference. I think I have seen organizations with vision values, but not moving ahead because they didn't have vitality, energy to make things happen. I think that is something which comes not by teaching or studying something. It is something which is very much internal and something that think about it, whether you are practicing that. And last, and probably equally important, is give back. You are a lifelong relationship with this institute now. You should feel proud that, proudly talking that I am from GIM. That will only happen if you give back. And give back is not about your money alone. It is about your time, it is about your connection, it is about contributing back. I have two of your alums here in front of me, Ketan Hazarnavis and Rituparna. Both of them are alums and now on the board and making difference. I want more alums on the board, but not just about board, but doing difference. So please think of GYM throughout your life and make a difference to GYM too. Thank you. I wish you a great career ahead. Great career ahead. And I want some of you to become a chief guest here a few years from now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now call upon Dr. Venkatesh Naga, Dean Academics, to present the graduating students for the award of diplomas and to administer the pledge.
Good evening, all. May I request the faculty members to please rise? On the recommendation of the Faculty Council, the Board of Governors of Goa Institute of Management is pleased to confer the 2-year postgraduate diploma in management on 191 students, the 2-year postgraduate diploma in management in healthcare management on 41 students, the 2-year postgraduate diploma in management in big data analytics on 89 students, the 2-year postgraduate diploma in management in banking, insurance, and financial services on 39 students, the 3-year postgraduate diploma in management part-time on 21 students. I seek the permission of the chairman and the members of the board to present these candidates for the award of diplomas.
Yeah, yes.
Faculty colleagues, please be seated. Thank you.
The respective program chairs will now present the candidates for the award of the diplomas. Professor Manas Mayur will present the postgraduate diploma in management batch of 2021-23. Professor Ajay Vamadevan will present the postgraduate diploma in management, healthcare management batch of 2021-23. Professor P. Balasubramaniam will present the postgraduate diploma in management, big data analytics batch of 2021-23. Professor Abhishek Ranga will present the postgraduate diploma in management, banking, insurance, and financial services batch of 2021-23. And Professor Rohit Prabhudesai will present the postgraduate diploma in management, part-time batch of 2020-23 for the award of diploma. As the respective program chair calls out your name, you will come to the stage and receive your diploma from the chairman and return to your seat and remain seated. I request the chairman and director to kindly come forward. I request you all not to applaud for each student, but after all have received their diplomas, we can together generously applaud all.
Good evening. I announce the names of the postgraduate diploma in management batch of 2021-23. Achman Anand, Akash Wadhawan, Aryan Raj, Abhimanyu Thakur, Aditya Dhandania, Aditya Priyadarshi, Akansha Singh Khurana, Akhilesh Vaishnav, अक्षय बग्गा, अक्षय कृष्णा पी, अक्षता उपाध्याय, अलेगांवकर ऊर्जा अनिरुद्धा, अलीशा नंदन पेड़गांवकर, अलका राजपाल, अमिता शुक्ला, अमोनकर शान शेखर, अनन्या श्रीवास्तव, अनिरुद्ध शंकर, अनिरुद्ध सिंह, अंजिता एन के, अंकित अर्पण मोहंती, अनमोल शुक्ला, अनूप सिंह, अनुभूति चौरसिया, अनुष्कर चौहान, आन्या रंजन, अर्चित परवल, अर्चित तयाल, अर्चिता सक्सेना, अर्घदीप मुखर्जी, अरिंदम दीपक सिन्हा, अर्कदीप सील, अर्नब डे, आशीष राज, आशुतोष कुमार, अवनिका चिकारा, आयुष कुमार, आयुष मिश्रा, आयुष पाठक, भाग्य ज्योति एस. I kindly request that you please hold your applause until the end of ceremony. Bhamre Shubham Bhikan, Bharat Kola, Bharmal Hussain Mohammadi, चौधरी चैतन्य अतुल, चवन प्रसाद पोपट, देवजीत वैद्य, दीक्षित पीएचके, दीपांशु जैन, देसाई राहुल गिरीश, देसाई अनीश रायू, ढोंड अनुज संजीव, दृष्टि एन मिस्त्री, गजेंद्र सिंह सिसोदिया, गांवकर सुचिता विनय, गावड़ा लोहित एम पद्मनाभा, गुम्मराजू श्री हर्षिनी, गुप्ता उदिता नरेंद्र, गुरांश सिंह तालूजा, हरि प्रशांत आर, हर्ष शर्मा, हर्षित गर्ग, हर्षिता बांथिया, हीरल संजीव बुलसारा, हृदयांशी दवे, इंती विघ्नेश विशाल, ईशान रेकी, जतिन त्रिपाठी, जय जैन, जोस फिलिप जेजी अब्रांचेस, ज्योत्सना आनंद, कदम हर्षल बाला साहेब, कनिका गुप्ता, कौशिक गरिमा खोजेश्वर, कवतालकर अनिकेत नितिन, कैनी वेदा दिनार, केरकर हर्षल रोहिदास, केतन अग्रवाल, केवल धर्मेश दोषी, केविन एम मैथ्यू, किसले, कोठारी पार्थ जिग्नेश, क्रिस प्रदीप मेंडोंसा, कृष्णा मनीष कड़ाकिया, कृष्णा नव्वर, क्षितिज चौहान, कुडतरकर शुभम सबा, कुलकर्णी अभिलाष सुनील, कुलथे श्रवणी प्रसाद, कुंदरिया वासु शैलेश भाई, लोला अभिजीत, महेंद्र प्रताप सिंह, मानस दुबे, मानवी खट्टर, मस्करेनस केनेथ जोसेफ फ्रांसिस, मीनल पलतानी, मेहता मानवेंद्र संजीव, मोहित खेमका, नाई हार्दिक भीखाभाई, नमन महेश्वरी, नमन सोनी, नथानी हर्ष ललित, नीरज प्रसाद भट्ट, निकिता गुलाटी, निशित के शेट्टी, निवेद मंगलत, ओमकार महेश रेगे, पवित्र परिदा, पल सिद्धांत ढाकटू, परित ओमकार भीमराव, पाटिल कार्तिक रमेश, पाटकर आशुतोष आनंद, पत्ताभी सोहन कृष्णा, पवार सयेश राजेंद्र, प्रभाकर ज्ञानेश्वर गोवेकर, प्रभु धारवाटकर शुभांग साईनाथ, प्रभु देसाई रघुनाथ सुनील, प्रभु देसाई यश सुदीन, प्रखर अग्रवाल, प्रकृति शर्मा, प्रणव भट्ट, प्रणव उत्तारवर, प्रणय अग्रवाल, प्रणीत कुलकर्णी, प्रीतेश बेड, प्रियल गर्ग, प्रियांश वर्मा, राहुल देवनाथ, राहुल कुमार स्वयं, रजोबा सूरज जितेंद्र, रेडिज आदित्य कैलाश, रेडकर शिवानी दयानंद, रिदम कौशल, रिया रे, ऋषिका ठाकुर, रिया वर्मा, रौनक चक्रवर्ती, सचिन टीवी, साहिल वाधवा, साक्षी जैन, साक्षी जैन, साक्षी खंडेलवाल, सलील मैनी, शंभू शंकर SR, समरत सिंह, संविदा रे, सांघवी रिया जयेश, संजना अंबर बसु, सान्या तरैया, सार्थक सदानी, सार्थक सिंह, सौरभ मलिक, सावंत शशांक सुबोध, Seerat Chawla, Shah Sapan Jignesh, Sashwat Agarwal, Shenvi Sursure Shrikaran Pandarinath, Shivani Taparia, Shreya Jain, Shrishti Vaish, Shriyansh Jain, Shyam Sundar S, Siddharth Dupesh Mehta, Sirshat Rigved Vijay, Sneha Sharma, Soumya Sharma, Shreya Sara Gijo, Stalin Raymond Paroitz, Steve Saldana, Shubham Banerjee, Sandeep Kamath S, Syed Kashif Mahedi, T. Praveen Krishna, Tanishk Jain, Tania Mondal, Tushti Babuta, Vaishnavi Shreya, Vakalanka Shri Harsha, Vani Bhadra Ai, Varpekar Roshni Ramesh, Varun Sharma, Vidhi Mittal, Vinay Agarwal, Vrinda Jaju, Wangikar Ajinkya Abhay, Yukti Sathe. Yeah. Thank you. I now invite Professor Ajay Vamadevan. All the best.
I announce the names of the postgraduate diploma in management, healthcare management, batch of 2021-23. Asta Go. Abhishek Gumbar. Agniv Basu. Apur Mehta. Archana Sharma. Ashwin Shivakumar Menon. Bhanupriya. Chavi Rai. Dayashankar Raut. G. Pooja Chaudhary. Gandhi Aman Rajesh. Gunjan Singh Verma. Jirge Prajakta Gauri Shankar. Jishnu Basu. Kajal. Kajol Rajesh Mittal. Kasodaria Ayushi Haresh. Barnalini. Neha Toshniwal. Nikam Sejal Ashok. Pratik Mishra. Priyasha Das Gupta. Rahul Roshan Gaur. Reddy Kirti. Rubanti Sengupta. Samir Patnaik. Saptarshi Mandal. Sarakshi Sangla. Shete Pratichi Narendra. Shovik Ghosh. Shubhangi Singh. Swarnim. Trina Das. Vanshika Mahajan. Vidhate Sonali Sopan. Vishwajit Lal. Thank you all. Now I invite Professor Balasubramaniam, Program Chair, BDU.
I announce the names of the postgraduate diploma, Big Data Analytics for the batch of 21-23. Adarsh Prem Kumar. Abir Parikh. Abhay Madan. Abhyuday Bani Gupta. Aditi Goyal. Ajan Sonkar Chaitanya Sanjay. Ajinkya Adbe. Akash S. Kumar. Akhila Ganesh. Amal J. Vadakekara. Amal Piyus. Aman Ramanand Sharma. Amandeep Kaur. Anshika Dua. Apurva Gupta. Arpit Sharma. Arunesh Kumar. Arush Aman. Ayush Kumar. Bahrupi Tejashwini Ashok. Benher Baby Varghese. Bhagat Sunaina Manohar. Bist Lakshman. Burhanuddin Bohra. Charu Upadhyay. Chavi Garg. Damodara Patruni Varshita. Davis John. Desai Darshan Dayanand. Desai Mahir Nitin. Devendra Singh Rajawat. Dhairya Chawda. Dushyant Saxena. G. Anisha. Geetanjali Chauhan. Gupta Manav Atul Kumar. Halankar Harshada Megasyam. Harishankar S. Harshita Kandelwal. Kamat Siddesh Mahesh. Kirtana K. Keshav Raj. Love Saxena. Manali Prakash Pardi. Manali Vinay Hedao. Mayur Sham Charde. Mehta Tejas Hiren. Mundra Sonu Hemal. Noir Dinesh Kumar Suresh Kumar. Navyav Singh. Nikhil Gupta. Nishant Keshwani. Parag Agrawal. Polomi Sanyal. Prakar Parashar. Pranjal Avasti. Pranjal Jindal. Prayas Abhinav Sahu. Prinshu Pandey. Rajat Soni. Ribello Alison Francis Clive. Rohit. Rohit Kannan M. S. Bharat Kumar. Sakshi Agarwal. Sanket Dilip Naik. Sarbojit Chakraborty. Sardak Kumar Bal. Saurav Chaudhary. Shah Nihar Samir. Shayan Mukherjee. Shiksha. Shivam Sudhakar Mahajan. Shivang Agarwal. Shreyansh Chopra. Shubham Kumar Jaishwal. Siva Ganesh M. Shubhesh Kumar Jha. Sujaya Rajkova. Sumit Lohar. Sumit Grover, Tarala Nikhil, Trishit Biswas, Uddesha Harsh, Udit Garg, Utkarsh Sharma, Vidhi Sharma, YW Prakash, now I invite Professor Abhishek. Thank you and all the very best.
I announce the names of the postgraduate diploma in management, banking, insurance and financial services, batch of 21-23. Ayushi Sharma, Advaryu Srivastav, Ananya Gupta, Anjali Verma, Ansh Makkad, Anuj Singhal, Anurag Shukla, Aparajita Adhikari, Apurva Agarwal, Arushi Sachdev, Ayush Patri, Chaudhary Harsh Ajay, Debanjan Endo, Divyadeep Chaudhary, Katkar Shivam Baba Sahib, Kritika, Kritika Garg, Malpani Devanshu Devendra, Manjri Rawat, Mayank Kishore Sharma, Modi Manaswi Satish, Mohit Patel, Namita Yadav, Nenati Shriyansh Avinash, Neha Sharma, Nikhil Thakur, Nikita Mishra, Nivedita Gupta, Priyanka Sharma, Puneet Niyati, Rahul Sinha, राणावरे अमृता जयराज, ऋषभ अग्रवाल, शिवम श्रीवास्तव, सिनल पंचोली, सृष्टि पांडे, टी शिवानी, यादव अक्षय राकेश, यश कुमार अय्यर, now I invite Professor Rohit Prabhu Desai.
I announce the names of the postgraduate diploma in management part-time batch of 2020-23. DeCosta Sunny. Farhad Banu Ghaffar. Fernandez Gomes Vinella Esther. Gaundarkar Mithun Mahendra. Gunjan Joshi. Jonah Michael do Perpetuo Socorro da Costa. Khoth Pradeep Vilas. Mangeshkar Shweta Krishna. Natkarni Mandar Mukund. Naik Vasudev Alais Vandit Rajendra. Nunes Rodley Sebastião Carmo. Parvez. Pereira Pearl Bouchette. Sargaonkar Pratik Bharat. Sapra Pratik Ashok. Satyakirti Sudeep Fardesai. Savant Desai Vishad Mohandas. Shanbag Akshay Anil. Valadares Jeffrey Sanvin. Virnekar Ame. Viegas Milber. I announce the names of the students from the previous batches. Bhaskar Dekha. Meghna Bhattacharya. Mehta Nisarg. Shefi Gupta. Anish Abhay Divekar. Diptesh Gurudas Savant. Thank you, everyone, and all the best.
Thank you very much, sirs. I seek permission that 46 students of the PGDM batch of 21-23, 14 students of the PGDM in Healthcare Management batch of 21-23, 13 students of the PGDM in Big Data Analytics batch of 21-23, 16 students of the PGDM in Banking, Insurance and Financial Services batch of 21-23 may please be permitted to receive the diploma in absentia. Sir. Thank you. Respected Chairman, may I request you and the Director to kindly join me in signing the graduate register. Sir. Thank you, sirs. Graduate students of Goa Institute of Management 23, please rise for the pledge and please repeat after me. We, the graduate students of Goa Institute of Management, hereby pledge that, empowered with knowledge, the quest for which will never end, we aspire to be responsive and responsible leaders with personal integrity and social values. We endorse the principles of responsible and ethical management and endeavor to work for an inclusive and sustainable global economy. As socially responsible citizens, we commit to make a positive difference in the lives of people and in the society we live. We pledge to uphold the values of GIM and shall always endeavor to apply our knowledge for the service of our country and glory of our institute. Please be seated. Thank you.
Winners. Dean Academics will now present the medal winners.
As I call out the names of the respective medal winners for scholastic and other achievements, please come forward and receive the medals and certificates from the chief guest. May I now request the chief guest and director to kindly come forward. The medals for the PGDM 21-23 batch, Sri Damodar Sripad Borkar Gold Medal for Best Academic Performance is awarded to Mr. Sandeep Kamath, yes. The next medal, Goa Institute of Management Silver Medal for Best Academic Performance, goes to Mr. Naman Maheshwari. The next medal, Sri Nirmal Goswami Gold Medal for Best Performance in Communication, goes to Mr. Redij Aditya Kailas. Now the medals for Postgraduate Diploma in Management in Healthcare Management for the batch of 21-23. Goa Institute of Management Gold Medal for Best Academic Performance is awarded to Ms. Bhanupriya. For the PGDM program in management in big data analytics for the batch of 21-23, the SAS Gold Medal for Best Academic Performance is awarded to Mr. Lakshman Krishna Best. For the PGDM in Management, Banking, Insurance and Financial Services batch of 21-23, Goa Institute of Management Gold Medal for Best Academic Performance is awarded to Ms. Modi Manasvi Satish. For the PGDM part-time batch of 2023, Goa Institute of Management Gold Medal for Best Academic Performance is awarded to Mr. Nune Rodle Sebastio Carmo. The next medal, Goa Institute of Management Silver Medal for Best Academic Performance, goes to Ms. Farhad Banu Ghaffar. It's now time for the common medals across programs for the batch of 21-23. GIM Alumni Association Gold Medal for the best summer project goes to the BDA student, Mr. Aman Ramanan Sharma. Dr. Deepa Martin's Memorial Gold Medal, which is given for the recognition of extracurricular activities, goes to the PGDM student, Mr. Shyam Sundar S. Next, Sri Pratap Singh Raoji Rane and Mrs. Vijaya Devi Rane Gold Medal for the best Goan student goes to the BDA student whose name is Mr. Lakshman Krishna Best. And now the Best Student of the Year program-wise announcement follows now. Goa Institute of Management Gold Medal, Best Student of the Year for the BIFS program is awarded to Mr. Mayank Kishore Sharma. Next, Goa Institute of Management Gold Medal, Best Student of the Year for the BDA program is awarded to Mr. Lakshman Krishna Best. Next, Dr. Francis and Chantal Pinto Gold Medal, Best Student of the Year for HCM program is awarded to Ms. G. Pooja Chowdhury. Next, Father Romal D'Souza Gold Medal, Best Student of the Year for the PGDM program goes to Mr. Naman Maheshwari. Thank you, sirs. Thank you.
On behalf of the graduating batches, Mr. Praneeth Kulkarni will now deliver the valedictory address.
I'd firstly like to thank our chief guest, Shri Chris Balakrishnan, for being here today, Gopalakrishnan for being here today. It's a great honor, it's a pleasure, sir, to have you here. Well, a lot of students and a lot of parents. And the last time I've seen something like this is a parent-teachers meet at my school. And with my parents sitting here right in front of me now, I don't think it would be wise of me to say that went well. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Praneeth Kulkarni. To be brutally honest, across my phase of education, I was never really that student who topped academics or kind of who's won academics, but I've always wanted to win people. I've always believed that there's growth that is fueled by togetherness that's going to last long. And a wonderful human once said, if you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. And the mere reason I stand here today as the valedictorian for the batch of 2023, as the voice of our collective conscience and the beautiful memories for the last 2 years, is because of each one of you who's been smiling back at me every time I did. Pretty much looks like I've won the dearest thing to my heart, well, my class of 2023. Thank you very much. On behalf of the class of 2023, I would like to thank all the people who make Goa Institute of Management one of the finest. To the Board of Governors and Directors, for the wisdom you bring, for the prayers that you pray, and the vision that you lay off for this institute, we thank you. To the administration, for the godly oversight you bring to the school, and for making the tough calls when needed, we thank you. To the faculty, for playing a prominent role in opening up unique perspectives of life, newer dimensions of knowledge, and untapped avenues of confidence. And for that extra time that you have taken to build that additional relationship that for some of us will last a lifetime, we thank you. And I'm a marketing major, and I'd personally like to thank Anubhav Mishra sir and Anurag Dugga sir for maintaining the flavor of ground reality and humor across their classes. To the staff, primarily the program office, who works tirelessly coordinating our lives and events while supporting us and the faculty, we thank you. GIM EcoClean staff, because of who the campus runs very efficiently, because of who we have never known what untidy means, because of who we have always felt home, we thank you. To Jagu Bhaiya, for being that go-to closet to kind of grab almost anything to survive the day, we thank you. And most importantly, to all the parents and guardians who have laid their beliefs in us, who have supported us psychologically, financially, and emotionally. Without you all, we would not have seen the light of this day. It's late in the evening, but yeah, figure of speech. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We do thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Now, I want to give a big congratulations to everyone, including myself, for being here today. The world we live in is plagued of dangers. COVID, ISIS, global warming, WBF, 9 a.m. classes, snakes, scorpions, leopards, dinosaurs. I guess we haven't seen them yet across the campus. I'm sorry. But despite all the odds, we've managed to shoot up to stars, and we have done it in style. And I believe you all know when I say why we have done it in style. So the class of 2023, let's give ourselves a big round of applause, man, come on. The first time I walked into the college, I still remember it very clearly because it was all dark. I reached at 10 p.m. I was directly moved to a room for quarantine, to be in a quarantine for 6 days. And being there for 6 days in the quarantine felt like I was sitting on the most luxurious car, but I could not reach the accelerator. I knew that it is going to be a colorful change in my life moving here to GIM, but I never knew I would see all of that color in the umbrellas that people are carrying here. From settling with random individuals being allotted as roommates in the first year, to getting to choose who could be our cluster mates in the second year. From settling in the random rooms that were being allotted to us in the first year, to kind of settling again in the random rooms only, again in the second year. Congratulations, we have learned that we cannot have everything working for us, right? This is my first time being in a hostel, and I have to say a hostel life is all about interactions with a lot of people from different backgrounds, shared living, limited resources, and space, budgeting, respecting perspectives, and a lot more. Congratulations, we have marked our victory on greed. We have learned the benefits of a simple life. From the tiring walks all the way to the cafeteria, to struggling to find good places outside the campus for food, have surely taught us the value of healthy diet and homemade food. Congratulations, we have marked our victory on gluttony. From attending classes online at the comfort of our room sitting half awake, to rushing to the classroom only to realize the class has been rescheduled to a later date. From refraining to just raise our hands in the class to putting ourselves across innumerable events on the campus. Congratulations, we have marked our victory on slothfulness. We all were angry. At some point in time in the last 2 years, we all were angry on someone for could be a zillion reasons. But from having several Cold Wars, to hating, to forgiving, to smiling back together or walking apart in peace, we have marked our victory on wrathfulness. From feeling bitter in the first year, knowing that some of your friends are earning more in their internship. In the first year, you're getting it, right? From feeling bitter in the first year, knowing someone is earning more than you in their internship, to explaining your friend in the second year why his lower package still means of higher value. Congratulations, we have marked our victory on envy. You might have been busy, but you have taken out time to appreciate your friends' ideas. You might have been hustling yourself, but you have taken out time to help your friends grow and live their best versions. You might have finished your project well before the deadline, but you have still replied with a +1 when the class needed an extension. Congratulations, we have marked our victory on excess pride. And here I'd personally like to thank Bhagya and Harshita for being there to help me believe I am more than who I think I am. And I hope you have found yourself some people like that too. Surprisingly, we have marked our victories on the most deadliest so-called sins of the world without even planning for it. And so this is the beauty of collective growth. We do not realize how immense are these learnings until they have become our lifestyle already. Well, now I do not see what is going to stop us from winning the world that's ahead of us. All of us here were overwhelmed at the beginning of the course. All of us have felt deprived and despaired at least once, shattered and burned to ashes at least once, heard we cannot do it at least once. But do you know what is the most beautiful common element that we all share here? We got back on our feet. We got back on our feet. We have learned that someone else's opinion of us need not be our reality. If the time it took, guys, I really want you to concentrate on this. If the time it took to cover a certain distance gives us the speed of an entity, the time it took for you to get back on your feet gives us the speed of your life. And trust me, for the blows we have taken and for the number of times we have got back on our feet, we are clocking 0 to 100 in no time, we are killing it. I'm extremely delighted to say that through our phase of life and experiences here for the last 2 years, we have it all under control. We do, trust me. From all the relationships that are going to last forever, to all the relationships that existed to just tell us it's now or never. From all the relationships that have had a closure, to all the relationships that left you in a seizure. Believe me, departed or together, you guys rock, yeah? Well, from finding a shower room before anyone does, to finding a prayer room before any club does. From never-ending studies to finding best buddies, I can just talk to you about it for eternity and still not be done. To say that I'm immensely grateful for all these memories would still be an understatement. Well, I don't know what that dream of yours is. I don't care how far-fetched that it might appear to be. I'm least bothered how disappointing was it for you while you were walking towards your dream. But all that I can say is, yeah, you can do it. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a rational one. So we can say this is possible, right? Because we're capable. And I really want you guys to just repeat this after me, like everyone in this hall. Please do repeat this after me. The dream is possible. The dream is possible. Because I am capable. Because I am capable. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an honor.
Thank you, Praneeth. Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest today, Mr. Chris Krishnan, will now address the graduates. We all look forward to hearing him. I request the chairman to kindly introduce our chief guest and invite him for the convocation address.
It's my privilege to welcome my dear friend Chris Krishnan for this event. To talk about him will take very long time, so they have given me a summary. But when I read summary, I realized even that I did not know quite a few things about him. Such is the person. But as you know, he is presently, of course, chairman of Exilor Ventures, which is an accelerator that helps and starts startups. And that is the journey that he is very committed to entrepreneurship in the country as I know him. But before anything else, since 30 years that I know him, IT industry was very small. And all of us were very small micro companies. And Infosys founders and Chris, as one of them, created a history in Indian industry. And he is part of that great journey of the Infosys. He was managing director from 7 to 11, and then became a vice chairman and vice chairman from 11 to 14, sorry. He was voted as the top CEO in Institutional Investors' inaugural ranking of Asia's top executives and selected as one of the winners of the second Asian Corporate Director Recognition Awards by Corporate Governance Asia in 2011, which is what Infosys is known for. He also was selected to the Thinkers 50 as an elitist list of global business thinkers. In 2009, that is, he was elected as a president of Apex Industry Association, as you know, called CII, Confederation of Indian Industry, in 13-14, and served as one of the co-chairs of very famous World Economic Forum Davos in 2014. In 2011, of course, was a Government of India awarded him a Padma Bhushan, country's third largest, highest civilian award. Chris serves as on the board of governors of Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology. He is a chairman of IISc Council, the Council IISc Bangalore, and he is the chairman board of governors of IIIT Bangalore. He is the chairman of Vision Group on Information Technology, Karnataka government. He has done a lot of committees. I think it's one of those very few. And the chairman of CII Center of Excellence, which I'm associated as a member, the great work that he's doing in terms of innovation, entrepreneurship, and startup. He has committed himself in this country to make that difference. Another thing which is something which concerns me very much is that he has built the history of IT industry through a website called Itihasa. You should go to and visit. If anything you want to know about IT industry, how it evolved from 1960 to 2020, 22, it is there. It is an inspiring story of Indian IT industry. He has done a great job, to make us feel proud in IT industry. Now, of course, he is doing some very cutting-edge work. He talked to us about us in the board meeting that is promoting research on brain sciences, aging-related disorder, as well as investing in startups, as I told you. His family philanthropy is Pratiksha Trust, investment arm is Pratithi. Chris holds master's degree in physics and computer science from IIT Madras. He is a fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineers, an honorary fellow of institutions of electronics and telecommunication. But beyond anything else, I know him for last 30 years. He is a great human being to relate with. Full of integrity, full of values, and beyond anything else, full of humility. You won't realize a person of this level of achievement with such a great humility. I have been very lucky to be his friend last 30 years. Thanks, Chris. Invite you to speak here.
Thank you, Ashank, for that kind introduction. It's a privilege for me to share this podium with you. Thank you for inviting me to this beautiful campus and this wonderful function. Director, members of the Board of Governors, members of the faculty, staff, students, parents, and other distinguished guests. It's an honor and privilege for me to be part of this function today. Congratulations to all the graduates, and congratulations to the families also. Your hard work over the years has come to fruition. There are lots of uncertainties in the world around us, but with this degree, you are well equipped to face the challenges the world throws at you. I also want to congratulate the faculty and staff of Goa Institute of Management for their tremendous work in graduating so many students. It must be satisfying to participate in this convocation and wish the graduating students best wishes. Sri Ashank Desai and I are connected by our shared experience building world-class IT industry in India. Today, the IT services industry in India is among the leaders in the category that it represents, and it has changed the perception about India and its professionals. We also share the passion to leverage our experiences and wealth to the benefit of education and research ecosystem that exists in India. We also support startups, including mentoring them to become world-class companies. So, Ashank, whatever you said, I can say for you also. I admire the passion with which Ashank engages with institutions that he's involved with, and I've shared podiums with him, and how generously he gives time and money to these activities. The reason I say this is I would like to emulate Sri Ashank Desai in giving back and helping build the nation. You don't have a better role model than Sri Ashank Desai, your chairman. And to the graduates, you don't need to wait till you become wealthy, but can donate your time to various causes by volunteering. The key is to build the habit of giving back. Ashank talked about it. Giving back develops in you empathy with people around you, understanding the challenges faced by them, and helping them overcome these challenges. You become better human beings. To come back to this time that you spent here, you have established connections and friendships with others. The valedictory speaker talked about it, including faculty during your time at this institute. These are valuable and will benefit you throughout the rest of your life. Cherish these friendships, cherish these networks that you have created, and strengthen them as time progresses. Also, do not forget your alma mater, this institute. Please keep in touch, and again, give back in whichever way possible, including mentoring students who follow you. Nowadays, there is a need to support startups in the campus, and the alumni network is the most important network in supporting startups. The institute must also look at the student relationship as a lifelong relation. Is lifelong, and once a student, always a student. Can the institute provide appropriate training for the various stages of the growth of a professional, various stages of growth for you? For example, training first-time managers, training on project management, people management, leadership training, etc., as you progress in your career. Let me now come to a hot topic that is in the news these days and something that I'm actually very closely following, trying to understand. I'm talking about GPT-4, ChatGPT, the generative pre-trained transformer model created by OpenAI. Within 2 months after its launch, that is by January 2023, ChatGPT had 100 million monthly active users, according to data from SimilarWeb. In contrast, Instagram took 2.5 years to reach 100 million users, and TikTok took 9 months to reach the same. So it's one of the fastest growing app ever, or tool ever. The second interesting aspect of GPT-4, which I believe is even more important, is that it is continuously learning from millions of interactions and new data that it has access to. It is evolving faster than any technology introduced or invented by humans to date. We are yet to understand the implications and what this will lead to. We are finding new capabilities and use cases every single day. Some people are concerned about this, of course, and are recommending that we pause the development for some time, at least so that we can understand this better or come up with regulations and other ways to manage this technology. ChatGPT democratized access to AI, ML, artificial intelligence, machine learning models, and helps with wide range of tasks such as reading X-rays, essay writing, poetry, summarizing information and documents, testing code segments, querying legal databases, etc. It shows human-like capabilities, but at amazing speed of response. Clearly, this disruption will have significant impact on every aspect of our life, industries, professionals, in societies in unprecedented ways. Now, the reason I'm highlighting this is we have seen similar disruptions in the past that has had broad-based impact on society. For example, the introduction of IBM PC in 1981, which democratized access to computers. Introduction to web browser by Netscape in 1994, which democratized access to the internet and the world's knowledge. Introduction of the iPhone by Apple in 2007, which put a high-power computer in our hands. There have been similar disruptions in other industries too. Tesla was founded in 2003 and introduced the Tesla Roadster, an electric car, in 2008. In 2012, Tesla introduced the Model S. These accelerated the transition from internal combustion engine, which powered the automobile for a century, to electric motors. This dramatically changed the structure of the automotive industry and its supply chains. Tesla's market cap far exceeds the market cap of other top incumbent automotive companies. In 2012, Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Charpentier discovered the powerful gene editing technology CRISPR-Cas9, by which one can alter the genetic makeup of living beings, the software code of life. This technology was used to create the mRNA vaccines, which was widely used during COVID pandemic. This technology is changing the healthcare industry. In India, UPI and Aadhaar are digital public infrastructure created by support from philanthropy and government. And on top of this, private innovation created the payment industry, disrupting the financial services industry. Last but not the least, the Indian IT services industry introduced the global delivery model for development of software using geographically distributed teams, doing work where talent is available and costs are lower. This has become the default way software is developed by the world, and indeed now all digital services are delivered. Slowly, India is becoming the technology R&D hub for the world. With so many emerging technologies like cloud, mobile computing, Internet of Things, AI, ML, AR, VR, 3D printing, synthetic biology, genomics, space technologies, brain sciences, explosive growth in data, every business is going to be disrupted. So you have choice. You can choose which industry or business or research area you want to join or pursue. You have indeed lots of choices. The key is to find one which can contribute to and be part of the transformation. Now, what do such businesses look for in their employees? They look for the ability to learn quickly, new tools and techniques, problem-solving skills, ability to lead teams, communication skills, project management skills, entrepreneurship skills, etc. They are looking for employees who are self-motivated and self-driven. The discipline, the confidence that you learned in the campus here. And the technology, the techniques, the tools, you will actually learn on the job and which will keep changing every 2-3 years. So look for something that's changing fast, something that is disruptive, and get attached to that. I now come to the third theme that I want to share. I believe that disruptive technologies will transform all industries, and this gives India an opportunity to accelerate its GDP growth and become the second or the third largest economy in the world. Some companies in India can become the largest in their sectors. Few IT companies have demonstrated this in the last 45 years. There is tremendous wealth to be made in India as India grows to become a $5 trillion economy or a $10 trillion economy. India is already the third best place for entrepreneurs and startups. We have 100+ unicorns, that is companies whose market cap is more than $1 billion. Some of these companies will have to run the marathon and become the global multinationals leading their industries in the future. India is transitioning to become a developed economy in the next few years. Now, this is what you will create. You are the architects, you are the creators of this new India. So, you have to think about this question. What kind of India will you create? We have been unable to meet this challenge, the generation that I represent. We've tried hard, but we were not able to. I hope that you will create a better India and a better world, one that is sustainable, equitable, affordable, accessible, and responsible. These are the problems humanity is facing today. India can be the laboratory of the world to create these new development models. Just a couple of examples. When COVID struck the world, US came out with a vaccine to create immunity against these viruses in record time, especially using mRNA technology. I talked about it already. These vaccines were created in record time using the best of science and innovation. Each dose of this vaccine was priced at $30 and probably affordable to the top 10% of the world. Imagine what it would have cost India to vaccinate most of the eligible population, estimated to be about 800 million. It would have cost India $48 billion, assuming 2 doses per person. India came out with our own vaccine, which was priced at $3 per dose, and it cost us 1/10 the cost, approximately $5 billion. In FinTech, we have created the payment infrastructure built on Aadhaar and UPI. One can transfer money instantaneously with almost zero cost by just knowing the other person's telephone number or UPI code. With this, 80% of India's adult population is able to use digital transactions, whereas only 15% own credit or debit cards. And our telecom infrastructure is one of the best in the world, covering most of the country. We were able to function during COVID because of the telecom infrastructure that we have. Where else in the world would you get to make unlimited calls, send unlimited messages, and consume 1 GB of data per day, costing just 300 rupees per month? So I can go on actually with many more examples. India provides the opportunity to create new business models that works for the 8 billion people of the world rather than the top 10% of the world's population. I think we need to expand this to cover the entire economy, the entire society, all of our lives. So I've shared with you 3 themes today. First is the power of connection networks created over your time at this institute, including connect with your alma mater. This is a very, very powerful network and connection that you have created today, which is going to last your entire life. And I can tell you that it'll open doors wherever you go when you say, or when you find somebody who's either a senior or later on who is junior to you, but who is from the Goa Institute of Management. So that power of that connection. And you need to nurture and grow that. Second is riding technology disruptions to accelerate your career, to create new businesses, to create a better world. These technology disruptions are very important to understand, and they indeed give opportunity to create new leadership. And third, but not the least and probably the most important, India being the best place to build a career. I firmly believe that the opportunity is in India today. So please think over this as you graduate today. I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Make your alma mater, your teachers, and family proud of your achievements in the future. As said by the Jedi Master in Star Wars, the movie, let the Force be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring thoughts. I now request the chairman to hand over a token of appreciation to the chief guest. Thank you, sir. I now request the chairman to declare the convocation closed.
I declare the Convocation 2023 of Goa Institute of Management closed. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
Himachal, Yamuna, Ganga,
kindly remain standing until the dignitaries on the stage and the faculty have recessed the hall. Students are once again reminded to kindly return their Angavastram and collect their graduation kits that contain the coupons that need to be presented at the dinner counter. Thank you.